Clark. Clark, it's time to wake up. Clark. Something's happened. We're not back on the watchtower anymore. What are you talking about? Where are we? What's happened? Where's the Justice League gone? I'm not sure, but we're going to have to find out fast. Well, why? Is something wrong? Other than the fact that we're somewhere that we have no idea where we're at? I picked up some very odd readings. And from what I can tell, we're not in our dimension. We're in a completely different one. Well, that would kind of seem apparent, seeing as how we're in this regular-sized house, and would seem that we've shrunken to the size of your average action figure. But what exactly dimension is this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It would seem this is some kind of sort of meeting place of dimensions. It's like it's a center point of some kind. I really don't know what to make of it. All I can tell is that for the time being, we're going to have to get used to being this small. But there's one other problem. You mean other than being a child's plaything? We're not the only ones that are here. Well, I would hope the rest of the Justice League was at least with us so we could figure out a way to get back together. That's not what I mean. Come with me.
So what you are telling me is that we are no longer in our own realm and that we are somewhere else? How can any of this be? I don't fully understand that myself, but all I can tell you now is that if we don't form some sort of alliance, then they will, and when that time comes, we will be completely annihilated. Now, from what I understand, you are already familiar with this gentleman over here.
You? But how did you get here? That's not possible.
Oh, but you see, that is the point. See, no matter where we were, we have been dragged by some kind of uncanny force to this one location for some purpose for which we have yet to even figure out. All we can tell you now is that unless we get some kind of alliance, a treaty, if you will, then they will. And when that comes, like I said, we will be annihilated. Pretty much word for word what I just said. And why should I trust you? Well, think of it this way. It's me or your arch nemesis. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I believe the purpose of an arch nemesis is not to trust him. Very well then, I'm afraid you leave me not much of a choice. Trust me, it'll be just fine. And besides, you already know this other guy over here. Come on, let's meet each other. Don't think this changes anything. I still trust you, no more than I trust him. But at least I don't have any previous quarrel with you. Don't worry. You won't be having to worry about him or any of the other heroes for much longer. Not after the plan has been initiated.
Bruce, I don't understand this. Why don't we just go in there and stop them right now? Because we don't know what we're dealing with right now. We've got to gather more information to be sure. But this is exactly what I was afraid of. The villains, they're forming an alliance. And for some reason, like they said, we've been pulled here from every corner of our reality. And perhaps others too that we're not even aware of. For some reason, we've been taken here. And I don't know why. So I guess the question remains,
Where's the rest of the Justice League?
Well, since we were here, I've honed in on another signal. It's nearby here. Let's make it over there and see if we can find them.
Hey, Hal. Hal! Don't make me vibrate the molecules in my fingers through your skull to wake you up. Because, from what I hear, that's very painful. I doubt that would be necessary. Hold on. I think he's coming too.
Where are we?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, 1 minute we're in the watchtower, next minute we're in a gigantic house, I guess. This is weird. And considering what we have already witnessed, weird is saying something significant. This isn't possible. I can't contact Oa or any of the other lanterns. It's like I'm cut off from the rest of the universe. How does that happen? I mean, is that even possible?
I'm afraid it is.
Hey, Bat, Soups! Wondering when you're gonna show up?
I'm afraid this is a very bad circumstance. From the intel that I've gathered, all I can tell you is that we're in some sort of sheltered dimension, which means that we're cut off from all other dimensions, including our own. No, this is more than that. We're in some kind of paradox place. I know it doesn't make sense, but from what I can tell is that all dimensions seem to collide right here at this very point. And for some reason, it's a bridge almost.
Dude, sick.
The villains, they're here too. And they're teaming up of sorts with others that I'm not really familiar with. Which could only mean one thing.
That they're all gonna invite us over for a barbecue?
Unfortunately, I fear it's quite the opposite. Darkseid seems to be their ringleader. And he seems to be anticipating some sort of showdown between us and them, as if it's our only purpose for being here.
So does that mean we've been brought here for the single purpose of fighting the villains?
I'm not sure yet. For some reason, I feel like it's almost to fight others from another dimension. But until we find those others, I'm afraid we can't make any decisions about that yet.
So since there's villains from another dimension, do you think that there's possibly heroes from another too, and that they may be here as well? Maybe if there are, then we can find them and team up with them.
Possibly. But I fear that that's not our intended purpose, and that perhaps whoever brought us here, for whatever sick, twisted reason, wants to see us fight our own kind.
Well, either way, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
I wish I had your confidence, Superman. In the meantime, we should probably set up base here. It's possible that other members out there have been dragged in from our own dimension. And in the meantime, I'll also be looking for others.
What's that beeping on your belt?
It's a honing signal. It means it's picked up on another dimension signature already. I'll be back. The rest of you, set up a base camp here. So I was right. There are others. Come in, Clark. There's been a development.